So I'm here with another progress update video as I do some touch-ups on her face and little elements, and maybe she'll stay the same. And of course, I'm going to talk to you about love and the fact that it's frustrating that we live in a time now where love is so elusive, where it's hard for people to connect. I've been watching a series called 1883, and it is a love story. It's about people going to another country for a better life. I'm a Kevin Costner groupie. Okay, I love westerns, and in this series, it just demonstrated the dialogue was so magnificent. It'll make you cry, right? And just watching how people fought for their families, fought for the protection of their families, fought to communicate love to their families. It was just so refreshing to see that, because we're living in a climate now where everything feels so transactional and cold. And everything feels so hollow. Everything is about the bottom line. It's about the money or the beauty. And if you don't have either of those, you're a waste of space and a useless eater. Now, I am in no way promoting that poverty is somehow a better way to live, a more authentic way to live, and somehow people who are impoverished know how to love people better than those who have money, because I know that's not true, right? And I'm an entrepreneur, business owner myself, so I can't entertain people who don't have money. They won't be able to afford my work or anything, services or anything that I do. But I feel like genuine emotions are hard to come by. The genuine emotions of care and concern, it's getting harder and harder to see that in people. The conversations and the dialogue that people have about hooking up and marriage, and what qualifies you to be married, what qualifies a man to marry you, and stuff like that. None of it really, not too much of it has to do with care. It has to do with, are you equipped enough to pay these bills? Are you equipped enough to handle a lifestyle that I'm assuming that you want to give me? Are you equipped enough to handle the sacrifices and the duty that I'm going to place upon you for the right to have access to me? For the right to have access to my body, you're going to have to work for it. And it just all feels hollow. It all feels performative. It all of it feels like, well, you know, I'm going to do the best I can with you until I get tired of you, and then I'm going to do the best I can with somebody else. It feels like people are assuming things won't last, because it doesn't feel like the verbiage doesn't feel like, okay, I want to be with you for the rest of my life. The verbiage now for both male and female sizes, I want to be with you until I find somebody else, or I will be with you as long as I want to. And that might be a 5-year run, that might be a 10-year run, maybe if you're lucky. And it seems like for those of us who try to reach into brackets that are not normal for us, trying to, I guess, level up or elevate into spaces that, are really not within our wheelhouse. We didn't grow up that way or anything like that. Oh man, there might be a lot of disappointment getting ready to come down the pipeline there. And not to say that you don't deserve to have another experience just because you grew up, I guess, in poverty or in lack of some sort. It's not to say that you are not entitled to another reality for yourself. But when you're wanting someone else to provide that other reality for you, it gets funky. It gets you get in a realm where you have to compromise and you have to barter. And it is sort of like selling your soul. Let's just be honest. It's a selling your souls. And for some it's not a problem, it's not an issue to sell your soul. If you never have to worry about a bill again, it's no problem selling your soul. But to me, you're always worried about a bill again because you're worried, is this person still going to want me in 5 years? Is this person still attracted to me, after the second year? So you're always thinking about the end when you've bitten off more than you can chew, because it's a high maintenance relationship, as I always tell um, clients of mine and stuff like that. It's high maintenance. That's why I love the art style that I do. I do little girls because it's none of that. You just get to be you. You get to be vulnerable and not worry about somebody thinking you're dumb or trying to take advantage of you. If you grew up in a pretty decent household, you could cry and get a hug. You can show your displeasure with something and you're not condemned for it if you were in a healthy household for the most part. So I like to relive the inner childhood events, because to me, that's when you're free to communicate how you feel. That's when you can get over your anger, get over your pain a lot simpler, a lot easier, a lot faster, because you're not hindered by how you express yourself as a child. You're not as embarrassed. As you become an adult, you become embarrassed about your emotions. You become embarrassed about your fears. You become embarrassed to be vulnerable. And that's why healing takes so long as an adult, as opposed to a child. If you remember your childhood, when you were mad for what, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes tops. And then you went back on the plane with the person you were mad with, and y'all forgot what you were mad about, and you're laughing, giggling, eating candy, and it's on to the next thing, right? You didn't go in your room and sulk and go, why is the world like this? And thinking that, I should never go outside again. You didn't think that way. You got on with life. And it's very hard for us as adults to get on with life. So I prefer the aesthetic of children because it's a freedom. It symbolizes freedom to me. This is an acrylic, watercolor, ink, pastel art piece, right? I use almost any medium at my disposal to create these pieces, and I just love the cute, innocent feel of them. I just love that they're not serious. Although I enjoy serious work, I love artistry, and I've done a few of witches, and they're a little bit darker and stuff like that, and I enjoy them too. But what my heart gravitates to the most is innocence, because quiet as is kept, when you're innocent, you are free. You have less hang-ups to deal with. You have less of a filter up for your emotions, for how you're presenting yourself. It's none of that. You just being yourself. So I invite you all to go to iloveherart.com as I continue to work on this piece. She's not done yet. And pick you up an original art piece for the holidays. Okay, talk to you soon.